Welcome back. We are on week 5, part 2 of The Bachelor. If you missed our part 1 recap, well, you can go look at it. We were very sleepy. And we still are sleepy.
Been a long week.
Been a long week.
And it's been a cold day.
It has been a cold day. No one cares.
So we're in Chile this time. If you guys remember where Costa Rica was, nestled between Nicaragua and Panama, this is just south of that on the west coast of South America, Chile.
You're not going to do that bit again where you...
No, that was it. That's it. Just so I like to set the stage. That's where we are.
Thank you. So McKenna's crying to the girls, and Victoria F told her that what she did the other night where she pulled Peter aside was unacceptable, and she felt it was disrespectful. Then Victoria F calls her a weepy dog. I love Victoria F, but there's no reason to call someone a weepy dog.
Victoria F can do no wrong, so I disagree.
I like her, but it upset me.
Who cries more, McKenna or Ashley I and Kennedy?
Ashley I. Hannah Ann gets a one-on-one. They're exploring Chile. And then Peter is like, Hannah Ann is the goofiest girl here. But all she did was stuff food in his face.
Yeah.
That's not
well,
like
some people do that. They substitute, instead of having a personality, they stick food in each other's face. And they're like, we're so funny.
That's a weird substitute.
We're so crazy. Like, boo.
Yeah. Oh, look at me. Oh, you're so
I'm going to do a hot dog, fake hot dog in my hand here.
Okay, go for it. Oh, you're so goofy.
Hot dogs are the #1 cause of nausea before you stick them in someone's face and then kiss them. Just from eating them.
Yeah, but I don't think that is the same for the chili cheese coney from Sonic.
It is. In fact, it is the exact same.
They always find an old couple, and an old couple always gives them advice on The Bachelor, which is just kind of stupid.
And they never take it.
They never take it.
All the girls on the show, all they know is charge phone, eat hot chip, and lie. That's the internet. Have you been on the internet?
No. What is that? What's a hot chip? At one point, Hannah Ann says, I hope you're not afraid of heights. And I don't know if that was her being goofy again, or if she just forgot that Peter's a pilot. Peter is upset finding out that Hannah Ann has never been in love before, even though she had dated someone for 3.5 years. Kind of weird that you were not in love.
Yeah, she said I was really into him.
That's weird. 3.5 years, you should be a little bit more than really into someone.
And last week, after one of the dates, Hannah Ann was running down the hallway yelling, I'm in love.
What?
Look it up.
My question is, Peter really seemed to be upset that Hannah Ann hadn't been in love before. What are your thoughts on marrying someone who has never been in love before?
Here's the thing. Everyone nowadays is so hung up on, like, you got to marry someone who's done it all. And,
Oh, no, you don't.
No, I know, but I see that a lot. Like,
Done it all?
One of our...
Done all of it?
Well, you know what I'm saying? They're like, I don't want a girl who doesn't know love and heartbreak and sex and this and that. I'm like, no, guess what? You can literally marry someone right out of high school and then y'all can figure all that out together.
I agree.
Well, of course you do. We got married.
Peter is basically telling Hannah Ann on their date that she doesn't have to be perfect. She doesn't have to have these perfect answers. Here's the thing. Kelsey was trying to explain that weeks ago. That Hannah Ann formulates everything and...
Calculates.
Is calculated.
It's frustrating. The whole show is girls trying to do what they think Peter likes so they can stick around long enough for him to like them for real. It's a catch-22 because the longer you keep doing those perfect answers, the more he's like, oh, this girl's fake.
Yeah, it's not authentic.
Finally, she started crying, and then he was like, oh, this is what I wanted. Not that he wanted her to cry. He wanted her to...
be authentic.
Quit doing the script for 5 minutes.
Here's the thing, though. I just don't know if I believe Hannah Ann. So all of a sudden, she went from being calculated to crying and saying, this is so hard for me, blah, blah, blah. Suddenly, she's all vulnerable and genuine.
Last thing on Hannah Ann, then we'll get to the next part of the show. When he asked her about her career goals, her answer was, I'm a model, but, like, not as my job. So she has, basically her answer is, I don't have any goals, or the goals that I have I can't tell you about because they're to be an influencer on Instagram.
Yeah.
And that would sound bad right now. It was a weird answer.
Okay, so I'm not really sure who all was on the group date because I was petting my dog at the time, but this is who I wrote down. Okay, I wrote down McKenna, Tammy, Kelly, Victoria P, Madison, Kelsey, Sydney, and Natasha. And can I say this was my favorite group date possibly of all time. It was so funny.
Everyone was having fun. It was one of the first times where everyone was laughing.
Yes, everyone was having a good time, besides Kelsey. I wrote down in all caps, do I like Kelly? Because she was so funny as the grandma, as the abuela. So it was okay. Ew, why are you doing that? Stop. You don't have to do that all the time.
It works for that girl on E! News or whatever.
Didn't work for her. Who? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, we've got some competition.
Yeah, there's apparently other shows that do recaps, and I just learned about it.
Some of them are even on like real TV.
I thought Sarah came up with this idea. Oh boy.
Okay, but to be honest, I really didn't know there were so many recap shows.
I know, but you know how you get targeted ads? Once we started doing this nonsense, my whole feed is like, I'm like, I don't need to recap The Bachelor. I recap The Bachelor.
Right. Well, some of these people like act out the whole thing.
Yeah, this isn't a recap. This is like a discussion. This is like a post-show discussion.
This is elderly husband and wife.
Yeah.
Discussing our thoughts. Our very important thoughts.
This is actually court-mandated
Nope.
couples therapy that we're recording. In real life, not on the telenovela, McKenna has been kind of in the background. She's been kind of just hanging out.
Yeah.
And in the telenovela, she was the maid in the background, just hanging out while he was going through all these other loves. And then he said, "Oh, I realized you've been here the whole time." And he grabbed her by her face and he said, "I love you." And he kissed her. And we were like...
I was like screaming.
We were
I was
like, he really loves her.
I think he's genuinely in love with McKenna. I really believed it. I wrote that down. I was like, she's the one.
Yep. Boy, were we wrong.
Boy, were we wrong.
I don't know what you have next. I was going to go on to this here.
Okay, it says, Petey Boy said bye-bye to VP.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
Peter can't let people not love him. Like, after he sends them home, he still has to check, like, oh, but we're still good, right?
Yeah,
Like,
because...
after he sent Victoria P home is what I'm referring to. He chased her out, and he's like, wait, but, like,
Yeah, he has
you're not mad, are you?
Loved McKenna's pink jumpsuit. I want to wear that to my friend Becca's wedding. Minus the slit. Mama can't do slits.
I thought you said you were going to wear all white to Becca's wedding.
Oh my gosh, I would never do that. No, but my mom tried to wear a train to my wedding.
Your wedding?
Yes.
Was
She
I
was
there?
trying on dresses. She didn't wear one, but she, love you, Mom. She wanted to wear like a dress with a long train.
You mean our wedding? That's the one you're talking about, right? Okay.
Okay, I did put down, now I like McKenna. How? Because I haven't liked her up to this point. I don't understand how the producers or whoever is able to make me like, dislike every single one of these girls. No, I see what you mean. They edit it. It's just interesting.
It's all for intrigue.
Yeah.
It's so that we'll sit here and talk about it.
Yeah.
To our millions of followers. I have over 699 followers.
You are
I'm not keeping
so
track,
popular.
but I can't help when I log in. It's just big bold letters right at the top.
Wow.
700.
700.
Yeah.
This is really taken off. Okay, at the group date, the rose goes to Madison. And I think everyone in the country is okay with that. Group date's over.
On to the one-on-one. The second one-on-one for Victoria F.
Here's what bothered me. She was telling Peter how she's having a harder time than the other girls there. And she's getting kind of emotional. But she was just making fun of McKenna earlier.
For crying.
Yeah, and for McKenna saying she was having a hard time with everything.
I noticed that Peter is a little too quick to offer girls an out. Every conversation he has, he's like, you can leave. Like, if you don't think you should be here, like...
Because he needs help with decision making.
Because he's a terrible decision maker, but like, of course they're not ready to marry you 5 weeks, 2 nights in.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what's scaring these girls off, because he's like, are you going to marry me? And they're like, I'm not sure if I'm ready to marry you. Should I go home? I just feel like he would be a terrible salesman, because he would be like, here's the contract now. If you don't sign it if you don't want to.
Okay, but that's what you do.
I know. I'm not a good closer.
You're the worst.
I'm not a good closer. That's why I noticed it in him. I'm like, that's me. That's me trying to sell a roof.
Which is really sweet, because people are used to pushy people, and you're like, look, you don't actually have any damage,
I'm like,
but
here's the price, but I'm like, come down.
Yeah.
Like,
here's the price, but you know what? I'll just give it to you at cost.
That's not funny. You can't say that because I just did that to your friend.
I know you did.
I'm like, I'll pick up the tab. You don't got to pay for the roof. Let me pay for it.
I know you and Peter are a lot alike, which is why I love Peter
Anyway.
so much.
No, I did notice that though.
When Victoria F was explaining how she's confused about whether she's ready for marriage or not, and she was crying about it and talking to whoever in the background, I really liked that, because I think that a lot of the girls on this show don't actually realize that marriage could be at the end of it.
Yeah, she's at least considering it seriously enough to where she's having a panic attack, despite the bump in the road he gave her the rose. We're about to go to the cocktail party, but first...
We get a message from Peter, and it says, meet me at the cocktail party before everyone else arrives. Enough is enough. McKenna has a quick monologue about kindness and how kindness wins and all this stuff.
And I found my voice.
Yes. Oh, I cannot stand the line, speak my truth.
Right. It devalues the word. Let me tell you something. If and when I'm the Bachelor and you're on my show and you come up to me and say something about speaking your truth, you're going home right then.
Peter tells McKenna that he trusts her, so he sends Tammy home. That does not mean that McKenna gets the rose at that 2-on-1, because it wasn't a real 2-on-1 date. Remember, the note just said, meet me before the rose ceremony.
Going into the rose ceremony, Madison, Victoria F., and Hannah N. had a rose, and then Peter gives the roses to...
Kelsey, Natasha, and Kelly.
All of those caught me off guard.
I could not believe it.
It is bedtime.
It's bedtime. Stay hard and keep jamming.
This girl right here is tough and is strong and she is powerful and she's beautiful and she knows what she deserves more than anything.
It's time to stop!
And I was like, this girl is beautiful and funny and how she makes me laugh. And
yeah, I would hate that. I do hate it.
She is loved and she loves life. And she
we get it. I hate it.
sparkles
I hate
and
it all.
radiates when she walks in the room. And
I hate it right now.
she is worthy of everything. And
I hate it.